Hi friends, this is Bharat. Today we are going to talk about observer design pattern. Observer is a behavioral design pattern to notify changes in subject, that is, an object in concern. There could be multiple motivations to implement this pattern. For example, several objects depend on state of one object which needs to be in sync. In other words, various objects are dependent on one object data. It is like the data in an Excel sheet grid cell is required for different graphs. Any changes to the cell data will trigger change in all the graphs automatically. Now let's implement a sample code to understand it further. Let's jump right in. What we have here is an observer abstract class which is going to take the subject. In this example, we will take an integer value as the subject, and any changes to the integer value is going to trigger an observer notification, which will be handled in the update function. Let us start implementing the subject here. The subject will have the list of observer and the state. And we shall implement the getter and setter for the state. Let's scroll up a little, and public void should be set state, and the state will be set by the client. And once the state is set, it has to notify all the observers. This is yet to be implemented. Let's do it right away. It would be pretty straightforward. For each observer in the list, please call the update method. Yep. Okay. Let me fix the syntax issue. Okay. And the client also have to attach an observer to the list. Let's create a function for it. Okay, we will add the observer. The subject coding is done. Let's now implement the hexadecimal implementation of the observer. We have to implement the observer abstract class. It will have to have an instance of subject, which we already created. It would be a private variable. We will initialize it in the constructor itself. And once the observer is initialized, we will attach it to the list. And whenever the notify all observer function is called, this is the update function that is going to be executed. So whenever an integer value is set, the corresponding hexadecimal value will be the output. Okay. Get state, which is the integer value, and to convert it to hexadecimal, it would be, yes, I have to, in C#, we have to just place an X. Okay, all right. No syntax error. And we can create one more object, and let's call it binary observer. The rest of the code will be the same, and all we have to do is change it to binary and wrap it inside the convert.toString method. Get state, comma 2. There we go. We are done with the implementation of the observer. Let's go to the client portion of it and create a subject. Simple. And create the hexa observer and binary observer. And pass the subject to it. There we go. Now, any change to the state will trigger both the hex and the binary observer. Let's see it in action. Subject.setState. If we pass in 10, we will see that the hex and the binary observer will output the hexadecimal value and the binary value of it. Let's do one more and then see it in action. Let me pass in 20 and execute the code. Great. So we are able to see whatever change that is done, whenever integer state is changed, the hexadecimal and the binary value is also getting changed. If you are attending interview or a student, please check out source code from link given in video description below and implement the questionnaire along with test cases. Share your code in the comment section so everyone can benefit from it. I shall also try to answer any of your queries. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.